Justin Trudeau. He was born with a famous name, but does he have the judgment to be Prime Minister?
Canadians deserve better. We can keep mistrusting and finding flaws in each other, or we can pull together and get to work.
There's a look at the two contrasting ads released, one by the Conservative government and the second, obviously, by the Liberals, as attack ads have become a point of discussion in Canadian politics. Do they work? Which ad is more effective? We ask our panel that very question this morning on Top Talkers. Melanie Adams from Bob FM, Rick Gibbons from CFRA, and Connie B from Majic 100 as well. Do attack ads work on you?
Not on me. When I see an attack ad, and it doesn't matter what party does it, to me, if I were applying for or trying to keep a job, I wouldn't tell my boss why the other guy sucks. I would tell him why I'm good.
Okay.
And to me, attack ads, they're not telling me why I should vote for them. Well, maybe they don't have a reason. They're just spending all of their time telling me why the other guy sucks. And I won't vote for someone who does that. Okay, that's interesting, an interesting take on it. I think people have a particular reaction to attack ads. But do they serve a purpose, Rick?
They sure serve a purpose, or you wouldn't see them. Do they work? Darn right they do. They may not have an effect on me, but they have a huge effect on the public. Look, the Conservative attack ads are very clearly intended to define Justin Trudeau in the eyes of the public, before Justin Trudeau has an opportunity to define himself. And the definition that they're choosing, the picture they're choosing to represent of Justin Trudeau, is that he is horribly out of his depth. And to be honest, I think the ad that he has produced in response confirms that.
Interesting. I'll come back to why. Connie, how do you feel about the ads?
My thing is he hasn't had any policy statements, so he can keep saying that he's this great leader and he's got the, you know, he's well spoken, he's a great speaker when he does public speaking. I don't think that makes him a prime minister.
That's interesting. Rick, I want to come back to that. Why do you think, why did you think that he is out of his depth?
Devoid of substance. He looked like he was running for the school board or the Parent Teachers Association. Did you see anything in there that suggested that he was of prime ministerial material? I didn't. I think the Conservatives love that ad. I think they'll probably run it themselves. They'll pay to have it run themselves.
So the Conservatives, it's interesting because they were successful with attack ads against Stefan Diel and Michael Ignatieff. But there is a bit of a question here. We didn't know those two. In general, the public were not quite aware of those two people as human beings. So with a country that feels like they know Justin Trudeau for a long period of time, is this a bad idea?
Well, and plus the things that they're using to attack him with, the fact that he did something for charity and that he was a teacher, those are both things that I think are actually kind of good.
Okay.
Sure, they're just not qualifications to be prime minister.
No, not at all. But but I'm talking about the ads and whether or not the ad, like whether an ad telling me that I shouldn't vote for someone because they did something for charity and because they were a teacher. Well, no, tell me what you can do better than him then. Don't tell me what he can't do.
I think it's funny that you said that people think they know Trudeau. I think they know Trudeau, the person, you know, because of his father and his legacy. But I don't think they know him as the politician, and he hasn't established himself as that yet.
People have won on less.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Sure.
Likability is huge. Yeah, likability is definitely big. I know that the Conservatives have looked at this Harris Decima poll, this Canadian Press Harris Decima poll, that suggests his favorability rating far outstrips that of Prime Minister Stephen Harper and NDP leader Thomas Mulcair.
You know, the Prime Minister carries the burden of having been in office for a number of years. He has a record that he has to defend. Justin Trudeau was a drama teacher and a part-time math teacher. He doesn't have a record that he needs to defend. He doesn't have any substantive detail behind him. I mean, you say that the Canadians know him. They really know very little about him.
You feel, they know him.
Yeah.
Well, they feel, well, you know, I think the Prime Minister's team is making sure they know him a little bit better.
Is there any, now I'm just taking the devil's advocate here, does this give you any sense that there's some insecurity from the Conservative side?
But I think it's warranted insecurity because he has such a high public profile. Of course they should be worried. I personally don't like how they've taken to approach it.
Okay.
I don't think they're insecure at all. I think the Liberal Party for the Conservatives is the gift that keeps on giving in terms of leadership. I think this is the third one in a row that Stephen Harper and his election team is rubbing its hands to get out in the next election. Justin Trudeau will not ultimately, you know, be saved or destroyed politically by these campaign ads. He'll hang himself. Watch his interviews, watch when he's challenged in the Commons. By the way, he wants a new kind of politics. Will every time he rises in the Commons, will he begin every question with Please?
Right.
I mean, politics is a blood sport. He's hoping to change that and make it a kinder, gentler sport.
I'm okay with that.
Why do we
You may be, but it's not the way to win elections.
See, I don't think attack ads aren't anything new in politics, and eventually he's going to have to not necessarily use the word attack the Conservatives, but he's going to have to go up against them and say this is what you're doing wrong. This nice approach only can go so far.
Okay, so let's get a one-word answer from our panel here. I know that oversimplifies it for the last thing. Substance is important, and do you think that that's what Trudeau needs to start concentrating on?
Yes.
Okay.
He needs to discover some, yes.
Okay.
He's got to say what he stands for.
There you have it. That's our panel for today in Top Talkers. There's so much more we could talk about this, but we've got 2 years. So there's that. I want to thank you guys very much for that.